This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and the latest news from Alpena Community College with Dr. Olin Joynton. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning. Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Amanda Dozier from Besser Museum. Hi, Amanda.
Hi.
I saw Christine this morning at Good Morning Alpena, and she's so excited and she's so enthused about Season of Light.
Indeed. One of our biggest things we do every year. It takes about 3 to 4 weeks to set up for it. Beautiful stuff. We're really focused on the whole theme of the gift of giving. What we can do to give back to the community, or what the true meaning of Christmas is, which is the giving and not the receiving side of things. We dedicated an entire gallery, which we call the true meaning of Christmas, to local service organizations, nonprofit organizations that give back all year round. Salvation Army, Baby Pantry, Shelter Inc., those type of, Humane Society is one of them, that give back all year round. And that's kind of what it's all about, communities that stick together type of thing. We also have this great gallery called Santa's Top Shelf, where we asked local artists to come in and display their stuff. And we have beautiful, beautiful works in there. Anita Harmon, Tom Harmon, Chris Wozniak, Ann Gildner, and it's just set up kind of like, I want to say like Macy's, but everything's themed, and the trees all have great, cool themes to them, and that type of stuff is absolutely beautiful. We pulled out one of our collections that we haven't displayed in a long time. He's a Hebrew artist. Beautiful stuff. It's very synchronized colors, and it goes really well with the theme. And of course, it's in the hallway with all the colors. We also did our world trees like normal, because the kids loved it. Awesome education pieces to use. But the grand showcase is the nostalgic feel you're going to get as soon as you walk in the door with the window displays. Delyn Medina and her mother, Marilyn Tome, took a pop-up book, a children's pop-up book, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, and recreated that 3D look using foam and all sorts of different paintings and brickwork and all sorts of great stuff to represent kind of a window, like Macy's window, Alpena furniture, and we actually have a couple of their displays. It's so cool.
So if you miss those figure skaters, we've got them.
That's exactly it. They're beautiful, and we put them on a great display so it looks like you're sitting right in Central Park with the skaters twirling around. It's fantastic. So yeah, if you remember seeing those in the windows when you were a kid or even not a kid, we have them at the museum, and it's really neat. So as soon as you walk in, you're going to get just that barrage of nostalgia. So it's pretty cool. Trying to think what else we got. Oh, the beautiful planetarium show as always. It's the Season of Light. That works out well. If you're interested in booking a school group, do it now, because it's already filling up. We haven't even opened, and it's already just slammed with school groups.
And one thing that Christine alluded to this morning at Good Morning Alpena was that people haven't been to the museum since they've been kids, and they think nothing ever changes there. Well, totally wrong.
My gosh,
it changes so much. And I went to work today, and I said something to Alicia. She said, has it changed? And I said, oh my goodness. So we talked about the changes and about the Christmas, and she said it is so spectacular, the Christmas decoration.
It is.
Bring your mom, bring your dad, bring your kids, bring your family. Let them see the wonderful decorations and take a walk back in time and see all the wonderful things.
Indeed, and that is a stereotype that we really need to get out of that. We do change at least every 3 months at the minimum. So we always have something different, something new, something exciting. I mean, we have. And you get me when you walk in the door.
Right,
and I love to do
she
tours,
also
and
said
I love to help.
If you have ideas or suggestions, bring them to the museum and say, hey, wouldn't this be neat to do this? And you're always willing to listen and maybe incorporate their ideas.
That's how we got a couple of our 2014 exhibits. That's because someone came in, made the suggestion. We're like, oh, let's give it a whirl. And sure enough, and rumor has it, we're going to have a whole train exhibit with the toy trains and the backgrounds, and that's fantastic.
There's a lot of train aficionados in the area.
Right, I'm really excited to see it, because you see the Christmas villages set up, and I love the details that they put into the train villages, the little trees and the people, and you're like, wow, just that alone, on top of the train collection is incredible. And then we're also doing our Vietnam tribute exhibit this year, so that's going to be another kind of powerful exhibit.
I'm getting goosebumps already.
Me too, and I say that because I'm sitting there going, gosh, we've already talked to some people, and just the things that we've heard thus far, I mean, it's going to be, again, one of those very heartfelt, like World War II, like the Korean War. It's really just going to bring awareness, and that's what we want to do.
And you'll hear so many stories that that maybe people in our area have never heard and don't know about. That's the glory of doing those type of things. Look at the stories from the Korean War and your World War II exhibit. Wow.
And what what's fantastic is we get to bring in the school kids and share this with them, because a lot of this is very removed for them. They're generations ago type
right.
thing. It's their grandparents and so on and so forth. So to really remind them that, this is what they did, this is why you have what you have today, and how lucky you actually are. Don't complain about your cell phone.
No. So what are the hours of Season of Light?
Goodness. Season of Light is open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., just like our normal business hours. We will be doing a couple of special programs.
Okay.
One being December 21st. We're going to do our Free Family Fun Day with Santa and all that.
That's always so wonderful.
It's huge. The building's always packed for it, and we love it because it's right before Christmas, so it gets the kids really excited into that season. We're also running a really great gift store special too, that to help out the service organizations, like baby pantry, that type of stuff, where we're offering stockings. You fill the stocking up, we give you 20% off the entire purchase, and you can either donate that or take it home for your kids. Bring in your own stockings and fill them up. We have tons of educational type of toys in there, type of activities for the kids. So 20% off if you come in and fill a stocking, your own or one that we provide for you. So,
perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And planetarium shows, what time are they?
Saturdays at 2 o'clock.
Okay. And it's all about the Christmas season.
It is. And it's the true meaning of Christmas. It's all about giving back this year. So
okay. So Season of Light going on even as we speak. Come on down. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Really, bring everybody down to see it.
Right.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Take care.
You too.
And I'll see you one more time. Oh, no, I won't. Happy holidays to you and your family.
Thank you. You
Thank
too.
you. I'll be right back with some information from Alpena County Library following these messages. Hi, welcome back. My last guest today is Christine Wedge from Alpena County Library. Hi, Christine.
Hi, Nancy. How are you?
Good. And as this is taping, people still have a chance to get to the library fast and get tickets for Alexander McCall.
They absolutely do. Alexander McCall Smith tonight, 7 o'clock at the high school on Sunday night. He is giving a talk about the importance of the very small things in life. He is a Scottish author who has, he was raised in what was then called, now I think is Zimbabwe, but then I think it was Rhodesia, and to Scottish parents. So he went back to Scotland to go to school, and he has just had the most interesting life. He had a whole career before he was an author, and since he became an author, he's written 65 books.
Amazing.
Really a neat guy. I think the people who have seen him speak have said that his warmth and charm really are particular among presenters.
And there's just a few seats left. I mean, people are coming from all over the U.S. to listen to him.
We really have sold a lot of great tickets, and we have some really neat stories. A woman from Wisconsin called in and ordered tickets, and she's flying to Alpena to see Alexander McCall Smith. We have book clubs coming from all over the state. It's going to be a terrific event, and the Friends of the Library have arranged for people who are there to have a sample of Bush tea, which in one of his series, the #1 Ladies Detective Agency, the protagonist often takes time during the day for a cup of Bush tea to think things over.
Okay.
And so they've arranged to get some, and you can have a taste of it at the program tonight.
Oh, yay.
I think it'll really be a terrific thing, and we're very pleased, of course, to be able to have him and
yes,
offer this kind of program to the community.
Yay, and of course there's a bazillion more things going on.
We do have a lot of terrific things. One of the things I wanted to mention is what terrific turnout we have had for some of our special collections programs.
Unbelievable.
About a month ago, we took a tour of Evergreen Cemetery and just walked around and looked at some of the earliest grave sites, and even just one of the trees there is a really interesting, unusual species. And I don't know what I thought when we were planning it. I thought, this will be interesting. We'll maybe get some
20
turnout.
people.
I mean, we had over 150 people.
Amazing.
It was terrific. It really was. That was in partnership with the Northeast Michigan Genealogical Society, and the sexton from the cemetery was there as well and gave us some interesting, historical events that had happened. And then Bob Lingus took us to about 15 to 20 grave sites and talked about the history of some of the people who really made our town. So Phelps Collins, Jesse Besser, the Carter family. I mean, really a lot of families that are part of what made Alpena what it is today. And so when we had such great turnout, we decided at the library we really need to make this available to more people. We'd love to hold the walk again, but with the cold weather coming, we thought we've got to do something quick that we can get out to people. So we are working on a video version of it that you'll be able to just look at on your computer.
Perfect.
And then with that in mind, last night, earlier this week, Wayne Lusardi, the Michigan maritime archaeologist, came to the library, and he talked about the Great Storm of 1913. So right now, that was in November, right now we are at the same time as that storm, which was the single most devastating in terms of loss of life storm on the Great Lakes.
13 ships.
He talked about 13 ships that went down, over 270 sailors who were never heard from again. And what was interesting to me is he said that, you know, it's a dangerous business. The gale flags were up. They knew that it was perilous, but it was the end of the season. They had to get these things delivered. They thought they had a window where they could maybe get out there. And we did record that as well. So we'll put that on YouTube too and let folks see that who weren't able to make the presentation, although we had over 200 people turn out for that. So I do want to mention the next Special Collections program, which Meg Converse, a special collection librarian, has put together. She is going to explore the heritage of different foods. So depending on where your family came from and how you've always celebrated things like holidays and stuff like that, you have some very particular tastes that mean home to you and that say holiday to you. And Meg's going to have a program kind of exploring the different kinds of foods that have come from different people's heritage. And that will be on December 11th at 6:30 p.m. That's a Wednesday night, and it's free and open to the public.
My friends do Swedish meatballs every Christmas. They make them from scratch. It's so much work, so much time and energy. I say, you know, why do you do that? It wouldn't be Christmas without them, and it's something that's been carried on through generations with their family.
Exactly. That's exactly what Meg is going to talk about, exactly those kinds of things. So that's really terrific. The other thing coming up in early December, probably before I'll see you again, is a Christmas Crafts Day, which we do every year. This year we will have Santa Claus. We'll be there to hear what your wishes are, and we'll have crafts and I think some face painting and snacks. And Walgreens will be there, and they'll take a picture of you with Santa if you like for free.
Ooh, wonderful.
So that'll be a nice event. That's Saturday, December 7th from 10 in the morning until noon. And that program is really geared to kids sort of in preschool through about the 5th grade. So preschool through the end of elementary school. And on December 7th, we'll have Santa in the house. So that'll be terrific.
And we had wonderful news about the millage election for the library.
We were awfully pleased about that. It's
thank
so
you,
gratifying.
thank you, voters, for helping. And we just want to let people know this doesn't give us a ton of money to do all kinds of wonderful new things with. This is just money to do our operations.
Right. There have been a number of factors, including the reductions in local property values and the elimination of the personal property tax that really were going to leave us short. So now we have the funding that we need to continue to offer the kinds of programs that we've been offering and to really maintain that building, which is 40 years old.
Yes.
And so I do think that, you know, things like the elevator, the company that made that elevator is not in business anymore. And that's a really important part of letting our whole community get to some of the things that we offer. So I think that's probably on our list of things. And the roof is nearing the end of its, you know, you can't have a roof in northern Michigan for, for too much longer than 40 years. So there are a few facility improvements that we'll be making, but the passing of the millage will enable us to continue to offer programs that we have, including things like tutor.com, which we have, I would say, 150 students every month.
That's amazing.
Get in touch with a tutor live, one-on-one explanations of how to get through their homework, how to pass Algebra 2. Boy, I get the reports, and every month the numbers of students, it tells me what they're asking questions about, and Algebra 2 and chemistry are right at the top of the list.
Imagine.
And now, you know, you have to pass Algebra 2 to complete high school. So it's great to have a resource like that we can offer to families who are trying to
and hours this time of year are?
This time of year, we're open Monday through Thursday from 9:30 in the morning till 9 at night.
Okay.
Friday and Saturday from 9:30 to 5, and Sundays from 1 to 5.
Perfect.
So yeah, we're open on Sundays. That's a nice thing. We try to do a few things during this during the winter. We're thinking about planning some music and some movies and some stuff to get you, if you've already come into town for church, some fun things to do with your afternoons.
Okay, we're out of time. Thank you very much. I look forward to talking to you next month.
Thanks, Nancy.
Please stay tuned for Dr. Olin Joynton following these messages.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm Olin Joyton, president of Alpena Community College. My guest this morning, happy to welcome back Director of Admissions Mike Killeen. Welcome to the show.
Absolutely. Nice to come in and sort of talk to our audiences about activities at ACC and what's going on.
Yeah, well, what is going on now is early registration for what I call the so-called spring semester, which begins in January. And let me just throw out a question, why do we engage in early registration rather than just have everybody line up the week before classes begin?
Well, I mean, really early registration is a great opportunity for students, either current students or potentially new students who want to start in January, to come in and sit down with academic advisors, our faculty members, to learn about the course requirements, the program descriptions and so forth, and what we offer, and how things are going to transfer, meet those requirements at the next four-year college they may be going to, or to fulfill those requirements at ACC to get that certificate or associate's degree. To do it in a week or so, that would be really, really difficult for a lot of our faculty members, so we give students this 6-week opportunity. We started back October 28th, and it runs through Friday, December 6th, to try and get this early window for that best class availability.
So well, I think what I'm hearing is the quality of advising really ramps up when you have more time to do it. And you know, I can remember when I was a faculty member, and sometimes students would come in, well, I'm interested in this career, but I might also want to do that or this other one, thinking about a couple of schools to transfer to. So getting the assistance of a faculty member or a staff member to sort through those options and then come back maybe 2 or 3 times to get it all straight would be invaluable.
Right, and right now, I mean, we've got this 6-week window where our advisors have office hours to where students can go sit down and talk to them and sort of have that good conversation back and forth, rather than there's a line out the door and they're feeling rushed, they're making you know, fast decisions.
You've got 3 minutes and 45 seconds to make these life-changing decisions, and then next.
Right, exactly.
That's not the best environment.
It's not. So this is what's really nice. So we really encourage our students, especially our current students who are looking to continue, or new students, to come in now, make those appointments with those advisors, sit down, have that conversation, and really get things in line for when classes start after the first of the year in January.
Right. And the process of selecting a career is fraught with many complexities, and we actually have some pretty good resources at ACC to guide students through that process, both self-directed, and then there's a class on career exploration.
There is. We have a class called Intro to Careers that's taught, that really just sort of is just sort of a snapshot of different areas out there. Are you a hands-on? Are you a data person, a people person? Just sort of find out really what you are very interested in that you may not necessarily know, but it sort of brings that information out. And then there are...
I believe that's an 8-week class, isn't it? So just take half the semester to get to slow down a little bit. I worked for a guy once, and one of his mottos was, go slow to go fast.
Yeah, absolutely. And, absolutely. The turtle wins a lot of times, you know. So, exactly. Then also there's something that we have called the Discover. And we don't like to call it a test, an exam, but it's more of an assessment. And that's sort of like a personal interest and skills and background.
It's a self-guided software, isn't it?
Exactly.
So you can sit down and interact with the computer, and it'll guide you to the, as I remember that program, the careers where people like you are A, successful, and B, happy.
Right.
And we don't want people to go one or the other. Certainly neither would be terrible, but really the goal is to have both happiness and success.
Exactly, and that's something that anybody can do. You don't even necessarily have to be a student. You can be a community member. Contact Yvonne White in our Student Services Center. She can certainly get you all set up, and you can even do that from your home now. Like you said, sort of a self-guided tour type thing through this software program, and it'll sort of spit out a bunch of potential career paths for you.
Right. We've talked on the show before also about the desirability of registering early for getting that seat in the class that you want at the time that you want before things fill up.
Right. Right, and that's one of the big things. A lot of times, you know, people are busy out there. You may have children or part-time or even full-time jobs or other activities in your lives that you've got to sort of give time to as well. So you may be looking for a pocket of time that your classes will be best. Now is the time to come in and secure those spots. If not, you may be stuck with that 8 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and 6 o'clock at night class, which you still have the classes, but it's not the ideal time that works with the rest of your life.
And then also financial aid deserves mention in this connection, because sometimes you've got to gather documents and come back a second or third time to get everything set up for financial aid. I believe upwards of 70%, 60 or 70% of our students get at least one form of financial aid.
Right, and
pulling that all together.
Right, and there's a lot of different variety of forms of financial aid, if it's grants or waivers or scholarships or loans or whatever it may be. Rob Bruce down in the financial aid office and his whole staff does a good job. But you're right, people sometimes have to come in, and to have all that taken care of in advance, so much more smoother and easier when we get to January.
So you got to help him help you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Come on in, and say, I understand sometimes walking in is hard. You don't know what to ask, but our staff knows what to ask you to get the information out, to be able to get you, taken care of for when classes begin.
So I guess it also deserves mention that you don't have to start ACC in the fall. You maybe you've never even gone to college, or maybe you've had a little hiatus in your college career, but excuse me, resuming it in the fall, or the spring, or the summer is always a good option. One of the topics that has been really hot this past year all over the nation in magazines and other forms of media is how many jobs are available to associate degree holders, especially in the technical fields. Many more opportunities than a typical bachelor's degree holder would have.
Right, and we have a lot of those programs. If you look at it, like our electrical apprenticeship program, our welding program, criminal justice, nursing, medical assistant, all those types of programs, and there are jobs right here locally that with a one-year certificate, a two-year associate, you're at the point of your life where you're not going to go away to a four-year college. Lots happening at ACC that could get you those, what I call employability skills. If you're a hands-on person, a people person, come on in and see us, because we have over 70 programs to study. No doubt we've got something that matches your interest.
Right. So some of those jobs are elsewhere around the state, and people are, once they train here, need to go elsewhere, but in some cases you can find the employment right here, which is what a lot of people want to do.
Exactly.
It's a wonderful place to live.
It's sort of who we are.
Yeah, that's right. And those programs do mesh and resonate so well with the culture of Alpena, the kinds of opportunities that people are looking for. Well, talked about why to register early and why to register at all. So thanks for being my guest this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you.
This has been Talk of the Town with Nancy Smitham and Dr. Olin Joynton. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on Community. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.